Hey everybody, Chief Meteorologist Brad Panovich here. Hope you're having a great Tuesday. Let's talk about Christmas. We're going to give you an update on the chance for some strong storms on Christmas Eve, the potential for maybe the coldest Christmas in maybe 10 years, maybe longer, depending on how cold we are on Christmas Day, and the fact that you could still see the conjunction of Saturn and Jupiter tonight and the next couple of nights, though they won't be quite as close. So let's talk about the forecast first, because today is beautiful. I mean, temperatures outside right now are in the 50s. We're likely going to make it near 60 today and tomorrow. And with those clear skies tonight, go out there about an hour after sunset, 5:45 to 6:45, southwest sky. You can still see Saturn and Jupiter together. If you missed it last night, they won't be quite as close. They'll be 0.17 degrees apart as opposed to 0.10, but they're still going to look great. The big weather maker is coming on Christmas Eve. We've got a powerhouse cold front. I mean, this is an Arctic cold front coming through on Christmas Eve. So the timing of this, I'm going to stop this tomorrow around 6 p.m. So 6 p.m. a Wednesday, we start to see the influx of moisture coming in from the Atlantic and the Gulf of Mexico. So we could actually start to see some showers, but most likely this is going to be cloud cover. And the cloud cover will thicken up as we go through time. And so by the time we get into Wednesday night and early on Christmas Eve morning, we're going to see some showers around. Now, briefly, there's enough cold air in the mountains. There might be a brief mix at the beginning, but it won't last long because the warm air is going to win out. And you can see by the time we get into early Christmas Eve, this is about 4 o'clock in the morning, we will likely have scattered showers around. Probably not the heaviest, but this is the main line we're watching back to the west. And you can see this moving in. This is by 7:30 a.m. Christmas Eve. We go to about 10 a.m. Christmas Eve morning. And then we go to about the middle of the day. Look at that heavy rain. So middle of the day, real wet weather. Again, pushing through in the afternoon, probably between 1 and about 6 p.m. So if I back this up, you could see the front moving through between 1 and 6 p.m. And this is a powerhouse cold front. Once it moves through, the cold air starts spilling in quickly. And you can see behind it, yes, we do have some northwest flow snow. Likely a pretty good snow event for the North Carolina mountains. I'm thinking generally probably 1 to 4 inches, maybe higher amounts. The big snows are going to be up here, West Virginia, Pennsylvania, and Ohio. Now, looking at this system, you could see it's pretty potent. The potential for severe weather does exist here in eastern North Carolina. So I'm going to turn on the what we call convective outlooks here, and we'll show you what this is going to look like for severe weather risks as we go into Wednesday night into Thursday. So this is the severe weather risk for Wednesday. You could see that risk along the Gulf Coast, that low end risk. And as we go into Christmas Eve, look at that risk. We've got a low risk around Charlotte, but a medium risk off to the east. So let me remove the radar and I'll show you this. So this is Christmas Eve. Right in here is our biggest concern. We've got a medium threat for strong, possibly severe thunderstorms. And yes, there could be some tornadic weather, though the highest tornado risk is going to be in that area in orange. For us in the Piedmont West, I'm thinking more of a straight line wind event. Now the timing's key. If the front slows down, hits mid to late afternoon, we'll have the potential to warm up, and that will cause the risk for some stronger storms as we go into the afternoon. So let's talk about this setup. So we're going to start here Christmas Eve morning, 7:30 in the morning. Notice the warm air trying to surge in. Now, a little bit of cold air hangs on briefly. That's why there could be a brief mix in the mountains. But look at all that warm air surging in ahead of the cold front. So if I real quickly look at this, we're near 60 around Charlotte, but out towards the coast, we've got temperatures in the 60s to near 70 degrees. So a potent cold front. And just look at this thing moving across the area. So this is by 5 o'clock or so, Christmas Eve. This is by 6 o'clock. So look at the air mass ahead of this. We've got temperatures in the 60s, maybe close to 70. Then behind it, it's in the teens and 20s in the mountains, 20s back to the west, and 30s elsewhere. So a really potent cold front that moves through. And you could see anywhere along or ahead of this front, especially out here, we're going to have that potential for severe weather. So we look at that significant tornado parameter. And if we go through time on Christmas Eve, I'm going to stop this around 1 o'clock in the afternoon. You could see we've got some parameters here that are about, 1.5, maybe 2 towards the coast. So the highest risk for tornadic activity is going to be confined in the area we showed you in orange. That's the area where we have the medium risk. So for Charlotte West, I don't think the threat is really high for severe weather. It's kind of low. But for the coast, out towards the Outer Banks, folks out there, I would be ready for the potential for some strong storms. Now, on top of all this, it is going to be incredibly cold Christmas Day. So these are the highs Christmas Eve. You could see for the most part in the 60s to even 70 degrees. But look at Christmas Day. Christmas Day, high temperatures in the mountains will struggle to break 20. And we could be in the 30s for high temperatures, maybe even mid to upper 30s for highs. And that's significant because if you look at the last several years, last year it was 61 on Christmas, 54 in 2018. If we go back to 2013, we had a high of 41 and a low of 20. That was a cold Christmas. But you're going to have to go all the way back to 2014 to see a last time we had a Christmas Day with a high of 36. And oh, by the way, the last time we had a white Christmas was 2010 when we had a half an inch of snow on Christmas Day. The high there was 42. So we have the potential to have a really cold Christmas, just not snowy unless you're in the mountains, which reminds me, let's talk about that snow in the mountains. Okay, so who's going to have a white Christmas? Well, clearly not areas east of the mountains, but if you are in the mountains, that's where you want to be. If you want to see snow Christmas Day, this is Christmas Eve at 7 a.m. Notice no snow accumulation, but watch what happens as we go into Christmas Eve night. This is 7 p.m. Christmas Eve night. We'll go all the way until Christmas morning at 7 a.m. So these are the folks that'll be waking up to snow right along the Tennessee, North Carolina border. I'd say 1 to 4 inches, but probably most areas about 1. And as we go through the day, that snow will continue. So it'll be snowing on Christmas Day in the mountains, mainly because we're going to have northwest flow. As we go into 10 p.m. Christmas night, we're going to have cold air spilling off the Great Lakes. So yeah, potential for a pretty nice snow event for the mountains just in time for Christmas. And just to give you an idea, right around the Boone area, you're probably looking at 2 inches, Jefferson about 1 inch, Blowing Rock maybe a trace to an inch, but Roan Mountain, Beach, and Sugar Mountain, you're looking at some pretty good snow amounts. So if you want to see snow Christmas Day, go to Beach Mountain, Sugar Mountain, Grandfather Mountain, get above 3,500 feet, get near the Tennessee line. That's where we're going to see snow. And notice nothing here. Now, could there be a flurry at the tail end up in here, late Christmas Eve, maybe Christmas Day, maybe a flurry? There's a possibility, but folks, the chances are really small for that, and certainly no accumulation. So again, kind of what we expected. I've been telling you for a while. Super cold Christmas Day, but really no snowfall in the forecast. Just be happy it's going to be super cold, because for once, we're going to have a holiday that's going to feel like it. Of course, I will post updates tomorrow. And again, Christmas Eve, please be aware that there is the potential for severe weather in the Carolinas. So of all this, the snow is fun to talk about, but the severe weather is serious. I would definitely grab the WCNC Charlotte First Warn Weather app just for the alerts alone so that you can keep up to date. Your phone will go off, even if you're traveling in the Carolinas, wherever the GPS of your phone is located, you will get an alert for severe weather, severe thunderstorm, tornado warnings, any of that stuff. You can customize it in the app. Please do that, because most folks probably aren't thinking severe weather on Christmas Eve, but this year you might have to think about it.